I'm going to start off with a few questions. Have you ever wished that you could look back on a moment in your life? Or is there something from the past that you have forgotten? Every day we lose our moments, sacrificing them to our hectic lives. Our only solution to this growing problem is photography. Through photography, we are able to preserve and catch the moments that fill and make up our lives. Through photography, we are able to look back and remember things that happened years ago. You're able to remember your favorite vacation, or the time that you first learned how to surf, or tragedies in years past. With photography, we can reminisce about things that we may never see again. Now, I bet some of you are saying, okay, or why does this matter to me? Well, let me demonstrate why photography and moments are significant. Here are just a few historical and iconic photos taken over the years. Let's start with one of the most historical and iconic images ever taken. The girl with the piercing green eyes. Taken by Stephen McCurry in Afghanistan, this photo has become an icon for National Geographic. It shows the pain, the hardship these refugees face in the time of terror. The haunted look in her eyes and the expression tells us so much about her situation and what she and those around her experienced. Raising the flag on Iwo Jima. This famous photograph taken by Joe Rosenthal was an American staple during World War II, shown on everything from posters to postage stamps. It being a very patriotic photo, showing the U.S. military's persistence and triumph in the toughest of times, became a symbol of hope and remembrance. Thus was its impact on the United States, bringing pride and optimism to everyone who saw it. Next is a photo taken on VJ Day in Times Square, the day victory was proclaimed in World War II and in America. This photo is every bit as popular as the one taken earlier that year on the island of Iwo Jima, and every bit as impactful. Taken by Alfred Einstein, this picture of a man kissing a nurse, whom, as many of you may not know, later slapped him, was an icon and the poster child for American victory and the coming time of peace and relief from taxing war. On a more somber note, there is Dorothea Lange's migrant mother. In this picture, there is a woman named Florence Owens Thompson, once a destitute 32-year-old mother of 7. It was called the ultimate photo of the Depression, solely representing the plight of so many Americans that lost everything they had in the infamous stock crash. It sums up a whole era in American history, and it defines the emotion of a past struggle. The moments I just showed you are some of the most famous photographs ever taken. This is because these photos capture and portray moments and tragedies in history unlike any book, news article, or anything for that matter could. These photos are just a few that have impacted millions. Moments like these have the power to move a country, or sometimes a nation. Moments like these remind us of our past accomplishments and advances. Moments like these enable us to remember history's greatest triumphs and tragedies, the things that have shaped what we are today. Without photography, we might have lost these moments, and with them, their stories. So I have shown you the impact and importance of photography, but I can bet that some of you are still skeptical. Many of you might say, I can't afford a camera, or I don't know how to take good pictures. And many of you might say, I just don't have time. All understandable setbacks. But here's a few solutions. For one, the type, brand, or model of your camera doesn't really matter. And also, learn about photography and take some classes. When I started photography, I didn't know how to take pictures, but after reading some online how-tos and attending some local classes, my photos changed from this one that's too bright and lacks composition, to this. A pretty big difference, right? And that was just from a few short lessons. Also, we only tell ourselves that we don't have time to stop, take a step back, and take a picture. In this day and age, camera technology is everywhere. And now nearly every phone has a camera. So there's really no excuse if you can't take 5 seconds and step back and take a picture. And besides, the quality of the photo isn't always important. It's really what the photo captures. It wasn't until my birthday in 2008, when I received my first Nikon, that I realized this principle, this idea of sorts. I had played around with disposable cameras when I was younger, but when I unwrapped my first true camera and began my own photographic journey, I embraced the fact that each photo is special and had a deeper significance to me. If I wanted to tell my story, would it make more sense to you as a stream of words or a slideshow of pictures? If I described the way that my dog looked, would you understand it as a sentence or as a picture? If I described to you the way a wave crashed on the rock, would you understand like this or like this? If I described to you the way my sister looked or showed you? My dream, my goal, is to capture as many of my life's most precious moments and use them to tell, or rather show others, my story. The importance of remembrance is fading in our society, every day becoming more and more negligible in our hectic lives. And while it may not be as prevalent an issue as finding alternate fuel resources or puppy mills, we still must remember our every moment. We must remember those moments that bring us joy or that pull at our heartstrings, and all those moments in between. We must remember these because photographs are moments, are what we'll have 20 years from now to look back and say, remember when? I encourage all of you to take on this challenge and make capturing your life's moments and experiences through photos and not miss moments like this. So basically go out there and pick up a camera and start taking pictures. However, it's not just taking pictures you're doing. It's documenting your life, experiences, adventures, and moments for the sake of being able to look back and remember and reflect on your pictures. Moments come and go, and with them something new to be learned. So don't miss out. Don't let another moment slip away. Go out and capture the stuff that matters. You only have so much time before it runs out. Thank you.